When the cost of everyday items rise, politicians get nervous. And in the past year, the price of food, fuel, as well as healthcare and, of course, housing have all gone up.
So, congratulations.
And there are fears more families could soon struggle to make ends meet. With an election just weeks away, the Treasurer knows his future and that of the Morrison government could hinge on tonight's budget. So, unsurprisingly, it contains a suite of sweeteners worth billions, aimed at easing the cost of living and clawing back votes.
Hello?
Is the Liberal Party now the party of big spending, big government?
James, the Liberal Party is the party of lower taxes.
As part of the cost of living package, the fuel excise will be halved for the next 6 months. From midnight, it'll be slashed from about 44 cents to 22 cents per litre, meaning owners of a mid-sized car could save about $12 a tank, though it will cost the budget around $3 billion. There's also a one-off $250 cost of living payment, which about 6 million people get automatically in April. It'll go to those on welfare, including pensioners, veterans and some concession card holders. About 10 million working Australians will also get a one-off tax bonus. $420 will be added to the low and middle income tax offset. Depending on what you earn, you could get up to $1,500 back, though the entire offset will end after this financial year. These measures are mostly being funded by an improvement to the nation's finances. Treasury expects the budget bottom line to be about $103 billion better than it did at Christmas because it underestimated how fast the economy would recover from the pandemic. The nation's deficits are still big, $78 billion next financial year, and by mid this decade we're forecast to still be $43 billion in the red, but it's not as bad as first thought. That's again partly because the tax intake has been boosted by iron ore, gas, as well as coal prices, which are all higher than expected, while unemployment is lower and forecast to fall below 4% in a few months' time, meaning the government expects to spend less on welfare and get more in income tax. Tonight, the government is again promising wages are going to go up. It assumes that even though the cost of living is increasing rapidly now, over the next 4 years, it believes pay packets will grow even faster. These stats are going to be a big part of the election because for much of the past decade, these sorts of forecast wage increases have not materialised. There are also warnings pre-election spending risks overheating the economy, driving up interest rates and inflation faster.
Isn't it an irresponsible measure simply to buy votes ahead of the federal election?
You've got Australian families who will think it's a good idea to pay less at the Bowser.
With unemployment so low and businesses searching for workers, the budget also has billions to increase skills and training. New apprentices will be eligible for up to $5,000, while employers who take them on could receive up to $15,000 in wage subsidies. Small businesses will also be incentivised to train staff. They'll get a $120 tax deduction for every $100 spent, and they'll get the same benefit for investing in digital technology. Given global events, the government plans to campaign on national security. The budget confirms large quantities of cash are being pumped into the military, and tonight an extra $9.9 billion is going towards improving the offensive and defensive cyber capabilities of the secretive Australian Signals Directorate. There's also pre-election cash tailored to different parts of the electorate, like $7.4 billion for regional dams and water projects, $2 billion for regional jobs, and more than $650 million to settle an extra 16,500 Afghan nationals. All this spending will see our debt peak at around $860 billion in a few years' time. Economists say it's manageable now, but could make the country more vulnerable to unexpected events.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And there's been quite a few of those lately, and as we've seen, budget predictions often swiftly disappear out the door.